Hello, and welcome to this edition of Lift Every Voice. Lift Every Voice is a program of the Louisville branch NAACP through which we seek to keep our community informed of the issues that are impacting our community, activities that are occurring, and making certain that our informed community is well informed of what is taking place and what do we do. As you said, have said many times before, the NAACP is an organization who works through committees and volunteers. All of our officers are volunteers as well as all of our members. And they're committed to the mission of the NAACP, which is to ensure the political, educational, social, and economic equality of rights of all persons and to eliminate race-based discrimination. Since 1909, the NAACP has been on the battlefield, being true to that mission. And in the next few shows, I'm going to do something a little different, and that is I want to begin to introduce you to those individuals who serve in official role, meaning the officers of the NAACP. Most folks in our community know about Raul Cunningham and his being the president of the Louisville branch NAACP, but you don't know much about who the other officers are and what they do. And so today I'm going to introduce you to our treasurer, and that is Mr. Clinton Bennett. Clinton is a native Louisvillian. He's a photographer, a videographer, a community leader, organizer, contributor, and currently he is retired. And in his spare time, he serves the Louisville branch as our treasurer. Welcome, Clinton.
Hello.
So I want to begin with Clinton, just have a general conversation about you being the treasurer, what's involved, and all that. But I want to start with, how long have you been involved in the NAACP, and why do you think that involvement is important?
Well, I've been involved in the NAACP for about 10 years now. And I was first involved just in my photography and video capacity on the executive committee. Anytime there was an event, I provide coverage and do photography and video of the event. And then our treasurer passed away. And I volunteered to become treasurer, and essentially it's an awesome responsibility. We have to keep track of all the income and expenses. We have income primarily from two sources, and that is memberships, and we have income from our main fundraiser every year, and that's the Freedom Fund banquet. And as you know, and also we have scholarship income.
So let's get jump more into detail. So as you say, you've been involved for the last 10 years. You took over the treasurer role, and in some detail, let's talk about it. You're the person who collects the money, deposits the money, disperse the money based on the procedure and process that are in place, and make certain that the organization it remains financially stable. As we talk about those streams of income, talk more to me about the membership, the levels of membership, that engagement, and what is your role in terms of getting members, getting them enrolled and finally financially. Financial as it relates to the organization?
Well, first of all, the NAACP is a national organization, so they have national protocols as to how we conduct ourselves as treasurers. All expenditures requires 2 signatures from the president and the treasurer. We must compile written reports and submit reports at each of our 2 meetings we have each year. Our primary source of income is our memberships, and last year we brought in approximately $7,000 in memberships. To be exact, $6,934. And our Freedom Fund banquet, which is held in October of each year, and last year we held it virtually, but we still was able to raise a significant amount of money. We raised $86,650 from our Freedom Fund banquet. So we encourage people to join the NAACP. The membership is only $30. Um, the youth membership is $10. We also have bronze life membership is $400, silver life $750, golden life $1,500, and you can become a diamond life member for $2,500. But keep in mind that the national office keeps a portion of all membership income. In fact, when we hold our Freedom Fund banquet each year, we have to send at least 25% of that money to our national office also.
So I guess based on what you're saying is that the local branch is in a healthy financial position, which has not always been the case, has it not?
That's true. That's true. Last year was a phenomenal year because it was election year for one thing, and we were had the COVID situation we had to deal with, and there was a lot of sensitivity around that.
So when we talk about it, so the organization brings in those amounts of money, it disperses part of what it raises to the national office, the other that remains local. In regards to the funds that are local, tell me about the kinds of things and activities in which those funds get expended on.
Well, one of the best kept secrets is that last year the NAACP played a major role in getting out the vote. Our local chapter spent $46,237 on voter education and civic engagement, and that encompasses radio advertisements, purchasing cell phones for volunteers to make calls, sponsoring events to get out the vote. And we hope to do the same type of activity around the vaccine outreach that we're about to undergo. In some sections of the West End, there's less than 30% of the population that's gotten their vaccine. So the NAACP is going to step up their role in that.
So when we talk about the organization using this money to engage the community, one of the things that I think people ought to be aware of those funds that get expended, how much of a salary is paid to any of the NAACP volunteers?
Well, as you said up front, we're all volunteers. This is all from our hearts, from the president on down to the foot soldier. We're all volunteers. So, but we do have expenditures. We pay rent. We've got office expenses. You got utilities. In fact, I added up last night. Our office expenses run about $24,000 a year. So,
so you're having said that, and we talked earlier. Just last year, we brought in almost $7,000 in membership. So memberships alone wouldn't even cover the rent for the building in which we are occupants.
Correct. So we do rely on donations outside of just memberships, and that's a significant amount also. But also keep in mind that the local NAACP chapter gives out around 25 scholarships each year, and each scholarship is around $1,000 per participant. Now that's a separate track of money coming in, and that's restricted to just scholarships. But and this year we would probably surpass that number.
Which is all very, very important. So what it means is that those individuals who contribute, all of what they contribute goes to a very worthwhile cause in terms of advancing the NAACP. As you mentioned, a separate pot of money or funds that come into it is our scholarship funds, and as you say, we've given out approximately $25,000 to $35,000 a year for the last at least 10 years in terms of scholarship. So individuals who want to contribute to the NAACP or to our scholarship fund, they can do so by making their check and sending it to the NAACP headquarters, our offices, which is at 1245 Catalpa Court. I was thinking of the phone number instead of the address. 1245 Catalpa Court, and they can send a contribution there. In terms of what words of encouragement or wisdom would you leave, Clinton, with members of the community as it relates to NAACP, their involvement, and what do you find most rewarding out of the work that you do?
Well, my background is also in social work. In fact, I'm a retired social worker. And since I retired, just still being able to give back to the community in that form. My biggest thing I want to leave out here now is that we need more youth in our organization. We have been known to be our membership is mostly older people, and we need to attract more youth into our organization for it to continue to be sustainable. So my appeal is to the youth. Join us, try us out. We are the oldest, baddest civil rights organization that exists, and plus we have structure and we have connections in the community to get things done. So that's my appeal.
Well, when you talk about youth, we've just experienced over the last 15 months social upheaval, social unrest within our community, and for those young people who want to be involved and be engaged, the NAACP is a good place in which to be involved. We're involved in the political arena, not in terms of being partisan, but in terms of political education, letting people know what the issues are, where they can get what things that impact our community, how you can go about doing it, and how you can in fact really effectively change what is taking place there. And so it's very, very important. And so there's a home for young people to be involved in the NAACP. You talked earlier about membership. Youth memberships is only $10 a year. And so, young people, you can get involved in the NAACP, and you can get the membership by we're now a part of the new age, meaning that we are doing things online, electronically as well. So if they want to join, they can go to our website, naacp.org, and actually sign up for memberships. So we're really, really, really actively engaged. So, Clinton, I want to talk about something else that you started talking about, which isn't necessarily in the treasurer's realm, but one of the things that our entire country and the world has been beset by the pandemic over the last year. And now we have a vaccine that is available and out there available to the public. One of the shocking things about the vaccine uptake is when you look at the 402, 10, 11, and 12 zip code, only approximately 38% of the individuals living in those zip codes have taken both doses of shots of the vaccine.
Correct.
That number goes up by 1 percentage point when you talk about only one shot. So when you think about our community, when only 38% of the people have been vaccinated, we got to be concerned. We're talking about, a lot of folks talk about the thing that Black Lives Matter, and Black Lives does matter. But also you as individuals, those listening and watching, should know that your lives matter as well. And so you need to be really, really engaged in them. So to address the issue of the low level of vaccine, the NAACP Louisville branch is sponsoring on July 10th a Vaccinate-a-thon. And we decided that we're going back to our park, meaning Chickasaw Park. Our park where we had access and were able to use it. So from 11 a.m. on July 10th until 6 p.m. on July 10th, there would be vaccinations would be available, shots would be available for individuals from our community. And we're encouraging as many people as possible to come out. We're encouraging you also to talk to your family members about getting them out and talking to them about your neighbor. So if you're not concerned about a vaccine for yourself to protect yourself, you ought to take it to protect your loved ones and individuals in your family. What the Kentucky data also shows that as it relates to Kentucky as a whole, that 99.8% of the people who are testing positive for COVID are individuals who have not been vaccinated. 99.8% of the individuals who are dying from the COVID, a little over 93% of them have not been vaccinated. And so, it's important for our folks to be out there. So what would you say to our community, Clinton, as we move towards this July the 10th Vaccinator-thon in Chickasaw Park in terms of what's going on?
Well, to primarily the youth who seem to be most hesitant toward getting the vaccine, it has killed over 600,000 people. Our people are most at risk because we do most of the manual labor jobs. We have to take public transportation to work. We're more exposed to the disease, and it's like committing suicide not to take advantage of this opportunity. The vaccine is free, it's available, it's safe. I've taken it. Everyone in my family practically has gotten the vaccine, and there's been no side effects. Please see us on July the 10th. We'll be there from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I believe. I'll be down there taking your picture, and I hope to see you there.
Okay. Well, as we talk about the Vaccinator-thon on July the 10th in Chickasaw Park from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., we're encouraging everybody to get out. If you have any questions regarding the event, you can call the NAACP office at 502-776-7608 and leave a message, and someone will get back to you to provide you with additional information regarding the Vaccinator-thon. It is so important that our community, our people, turn out in large numbers to make certain. I guess the CDC and the President of the United States thinks that if 70% of the people get vaccinated, we have herd immunity, meaning that the risk of attracting it gets substantially reduced. If they're talking about getting to 70% and our community is only at 38%, we have a long way to go. And we need to do what we need to do to protect and take care of ourselves in terms of where we are and what we're doing. So we encourage you to come out again on July the 10th at Chickasaw Park from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. and we'll be there. The great thing about this event is that the NAACP is in fact hosting it, but we're hosting it with one of our sister organizations in the community, and that's the Park Duval Community Health Center. So people who are concerned about the vaccine and whether or not it has harmful effects, Park Duval, which is a community health center serving our community, will be there providing the shots in terms of what's taking place. And so we encourage everybody to come out and be a part of that. The NAACP, as you can see by virtue of the things that we've talked about today, Clinton talking about what we do with funds that come in, voter registration, voter education, voter empowerment, scholarship fund, and other activities, is in fact working on your behalf in our community to make certain that things happen and that they happen in a way that protects our interests. And so we need individuals to become volunteers. When you heard about the membership dollars brought in, roughly about 7,000, that represents hundreds of members, and we ought to be in the level where we have thousands of members. So we're encouraging everybody to be able to do that. And you can do that by going to our website, which is naacp.org, and in fact, Louisville branch at naacp.org. That's our email address, but you can go at Louisville branch NAACP and register online. You can pay online, so we're part of the online world in terms of doing things, and so it makes a real difference in terms of if you don't feel comfortable going online. You can send your membership check to the NAACP office, which is at 1245 Catalpa Court. We're there. And if you see Clinton or myself walking around in the community, you can give us your $30 and we'll make certain that you get registered in terms of what's going on. The NAACP is an organization that is very, very concerned and always working on behalf of our community. And we do that every day in terms of things that we do. And I'd like to thank Clinton Bennett, our treasurer, for being with us today. And I also like to thank him for being the treasurer of the NAACP and keeping our finances in order. But in order for Clinton to be able to do even more work, we need to drive in more members. And we encourage all of you to join with us. Because when we all join together and work together, we'll be able to lift every voice and impact our community. Again, thank you, Clinton, and thank you for being with us today.